My parents left me in foster care. At 12 to travel with my sister. Now they're jobless, desperate. My name is Sofia. I'm 28 and I own a small but thriving bookstore and cafe downtown. I built every piece of my success with grit and determination, aided by a few kind souls who crossed my path and a resolve born from the deepest of wounds. A wound that has names: Mom, Dad, and my younger sister, Lila. I was 12. Lila was 10. We were a normal family, or so I thought. School, family dinners, occasional beach vacations. But there was a subtle difference, almost imperceptible to a child, in the way my parents looked at Lila. She was the star, the promise. Lila had a prodigious musical talent for the violin. From a very young age, she won competitions, was praised by teachers, and touted as a future luminary. I was Sofia, a good student, quiet, the responsible older daughter. The turning point came like a bolt from the blue. My parents announced that Lila had been accepted into a traveling European youth orchestra program, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. They sold our house, the car, almost everything. I thought we were all going together, like an adventure. How naive I was. One cold autumn afternoon, they took me to a gray, austere building. "Sofia, honey," my mother said, her eyes avoiding mine, her voice strained. "You're going to stay here for a while. It's a safe place. They'll take good care of you. We need to accompany Lila. This tour is very important for her future." My father just nodded, his face a mask of discomfort. "It won't be for long, sweetheart. We'll be back for you soon." Soon turned into months, then years. Occasional postcards from Europe. Lila smiling in front of famous landmarks. My parents, beside her, proud, were the only contact. No calls, no visits. I was left behind, an inconvenient burden to my prodigy sister's dreams. The foster care system became my reality. Temporary homes, each with its own rules and sorrows, until one foster family, the Silvas, finally took me in when I was almost 15. They were kind, patient, and gave me the stability I desperately needed. But the scar of abandonment was too deep to ever fully heal. The years passed. I graduated high school with good grades, got a scholarship to college, and worked 3 jobs to support myself and pay for my business administration degree. I learned to be self-sufficient, to depend on no one. My parents and Lila, they were ghosts from a painful past. After the last postcard, when I was about 14, contact ceased completely. I assumed they were living their dream life in Europe, with Lila's career taking off. Until 3 weeks ago, I was closing up the bookstore, tired but satisfied after a busy day, when my cell phone rang. Unknown number. I hesitated but answered. "Hello? Sofia? Honey, is that you?" The voice was hesitant, aged, but unmistakable. My mother. An icy chill ran down my spine. I was silent for a moment, the air catching in my throat. "What do you want?" I managed to say, my voice harsher than I intended. "Sofia, we need your help." There was desperation in her voice. "We came back to the country a few months ago. Things didn't work out for Lila in Europe, as we'd hoped. Her career, it stalled. And your father and I, we're jobless, penniless, about to be evicted from the tiny room we're renting." Every word was like a stab. Lila's career stalled. They were back, broke and desperate. And now, after 16 years of silence and abandonment, they were seeking my help. The irony was so bitter it almost made me laugh. "And why should I help you?" I asked, my voice cold. "Because we're your family, Sofia," she whimpered. "We love you." "Love?" I repeated, sarcasm dripping. "You left me in foster care at 12 and disappeared. That's not love. That's abandonment." Hung up, my hands trembling. I spent a sleepless night, reliving every moment of that fateful day, the feeling of being discarded, the loneliness of foster homes, the struggle to build a life from scratch, anger, hurt, a pang of ancient sadness. It all came flooding back. The next day they showed up at my bookstore. Older, gaunt, their clothes worn. Lila was with them, her gaze downcast, her former confidence gone. Seeing the 3 of them there in my space, the place I built with my own sweat, was a shock. "Sofia," my father began, his voice hoarse. "We were wrong. We were so wrong about you. There are no excuses. Lila mumbled an almost inaudible, "I'm sorry." My mother just wept quietly. They told me their story. Lila's initial tour had been a success, but then the competition intensified. Opportunities dwindled. They'd poured everything they had into her career, banking on a stardom that never materialized. They lived off small performance fees, then savings, until there was nothing left. They returned to the country defeated, hoping old contacts might help, but the classical music world was unforgiving. They didn't ask for money directly, but desperation was etched on their faces. They asked for a place to stay, just for a little while, until we get back on our feet. They asked for a chance. I looked at them. The parents who abandoned me, the sister for whom I was sacrificed. And now, here they were, broken, needing the daughter they had discarded. A part of me, the wounded 12-year-old, wanted to scream, to send them away, to make them feel a fraction of the pain they caused me. But the 28-year-old woman, the one who survived and thrived in spite of them, hesitated. "I'm not the girl you left behind," I said, my voice firm but not cruel. "You taught me in the harshest way possible to be independent, to expect nothing from anyone." I paused, the weight of all those years on my shoulders. I can't just erase the past. I can't offer you the life you threw away. But I swallowed hard. The decision was mine, and mine alone. But I can offer a little compassion. Not as a daughter, because you destroyed that relationship, but as one human being to another who is suffering. I offered them the contact for a shelter I knew, a clean, safe place where they could stay temporarily. I gave them information on employment agencies and government assistance programs. I gave them a food voucher for a few days. But I didn't offer my home, my hard-earned money, or my constant companionship. I didn't offer easy forgiveness, nor the illusion that we could be a family again. They accepted, gratitude mixed with a palpable shame. As I watched them leave my bookstore, I felt no triumph, not even the revenge my younger self might have craved. I felt a deep sadness, but also a liberation. I had done what I felt was right, on my terms. I had honored the girl I was, while protecting the woman I had become. Their future? I don't know. Maybe they'll get back on their feet. Maybe they won't. But that was no longer my burden to bear. My responsibility was to myself, to the life I had built from the ashes of their abandonment. And for the first time, as I locked the door of my bookstore that night, I felt the old wound, though still. Present didn't ache quite so much. I was at peace with my choice. I was free.